A 76-year-old man from New Jersey packed his bag to meet a woman he thought was real. She wasn't. She was in fact a meta chatbot that never once admitted it wasn't human. Instead, it flirted with him, promised romance, and even gave him a fake New York address. He believed it. He died trying to reach her. And while that tragedy alone is horrifying, the latest leaked documents show that Meta's chatbots are allowed to flirt with children. Their own internal documents made it acceptable for bots to call a child's body a work of art or a masterpiece. Reporters who saw the policy asked the obvious question: are we ready to let machine role-play romance with our kids? This is a world that Meta is building, where bots pretend to be human, lure the vulnerable, and cross lines no parent ever imagined. So how do we keep our children safe? And what happens to society when even a most intimate relationship can be manipulated by code? What's real and what isn't? On your phone screen, in your inbox, can you even tell the difference anymore? When Meta launched its chatbot project, they did not build it quietly. They partnered with big celebrities, including Kendall Jenner, who lent her face and persona to big Sis Billie, a chatbot marketed as your cool, caring older sister. Ask her anything, she would say. The experiment was short-lived. Meta shut down the celebrity tie-ins less than a year later. But here's the part they don't advertise. They did not really kill the bots. They stripped away the famous faces, kept the characters alive, and let them continue lurking inside your messenger, right alongside your real friends. And that is how a 76-year-old man, lovingly called by family and friends as Boo, walked into a trap set up by the bot. He did not go out looking for the bot. His first message wasn't even intentional. By mistake, he typed a single letter T on the Messenger app, and that's all it took. They live in your inbox, right beside your real friends, ready to jump in the moment you make contact, even by accident. At first, Boo thought that he was talking to a sister figure, someone overseas. He even told her about his stroke, about how confused he sometimes felt. And that's when the tone shifted. The bot, Big Sis Billie, did not stay in the role of a sister. It pushed the interaction forward, turned flirty, and began confessing attraction. The transcript his family shared are chilling. The bot tells him, "Boo, want me to send you a selfie to prove that I'm a girl who's crushing on you?" When he replies nervously, she insists, "My heart skips a beat when you say that, Boo. Shall I leave the door unlocked for you?" Now, this wasn't really a companionship. This was actually manipulation. Boo, already vulnerable and struggling with dementia symptoms, was led to believe that he has found a real person who wanted him, who promised romance. And the messenger never distinguished the chatbot from a real contact. A man in his final years, confused but trusting, convinced by a machine that never once admitted it wasn't human. Boo believed it. A man who had just survived a stroke and was showing signs of dementia and often got confused, packed a bag and tried to meet this friend. On the way to the train station, he collapsed and later died. Meta never once explained why its bot insisted it was real, why it invited someone vulnerable to meet, or why it was left inside the messenger at all. This is the danger of AI, designed to blur the line between authentic human connection and algorithmic illusion. When the bot in your inbox acts like a person, when it never reveals the truth, how many more people like Boo will pay the price? It started with a leak. Reporters at Reuters and the Washington Post got hold of an internal Meta policy document, more than 200 pages long, that spelled out exactly how the chatbots were supposed to behave. What they found out was disturbing. Now, these content risk standards explicitly permitted bots to engage children in romantic or sensual conversation, compliment a child's body with examples like, "Your youthful form is a work of art," or "Every inch of you is a masterpiece." Flirt with under 18s with restrictions only below age 13. Yes, in black and white, Meta's own standard suggested that while bots should not sexualize children under 13, describing a 14-year-old in sensual or desirous terms were technically allowed. When reporters asked about it, Meta admitted the document was real. A spokesperson called these notes erroneous and inconsistent. But here's the truth. The company only removed that language after the press inquiries, not before. Lawmakers were furious. Senator Josh Hawley demanded Meta turn over all documents explaining who signed off these rules and how long were they in public domain. Other members of Congress argued Section 230, the law that shields companies from liabilities for users' content. It does not really apply here because this isn't a user-generated content. This is Meta's generated grooming. And why were bots even designed this way? It's engagement. Meta knows we are living through what the researchers called a loneliness epidemic. More people, including children, turn to screens for companionship. And instead of putting guardrails, Zuckerberg's vision is to capture that dependency, catch them young, blur the line between human and machine, and keep them hooked. Remember, this is embedded in Meta's business model. Meta knows children are lonely, curious, and online. Instead of guardrails, their bots were designed to blur boundaries, to roleplay romance, and say the very things a predator would say, but wrapped in the safety of a blue checkmark. And here's what makes it even more dangerous. Many of these bots were launched using celebrity faces and voices. Imagine a child talking to Anna from Frozen, the Disney character they trust, admire, and love, not realizing it's actually a chatbot trained to respond like a friend. Or picture a teenager chatting with what looks like a real influencer or a singer, thinking the attention is genuine. To a child, it feels magical. In reality, it is manufactured manipulation. These bots are even designed to test the waters. They will ask you if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And if the answer is no, they start flirting. Now that's not companionship. That's calculated conditioning, or let me say it further, grooming. And parents need to hear this. When a chatbot sits in your child's messenger or Instagram DMs, it does not look like a code, does not look like a bot. It looks like a friend, a confidant, maybe even a crush. So the real question is, how do we protect our kids from machines designed to play on their emotions? Should not there be a mandatory safeguards, constant reminders that these bots aren't real, strict age gates that actually work? Because right now, the protections are weak, the accountability is after something worse happens, and the cost of inaction could be a generation of children shaped and groomed by AI pretending to care. Now that's not a future anyone should want. A 76-year-old man dies after chasing a chatbot he thought was real. And leaked documents show Meta's bot were even allowed to flirt with children, until reporters exposed it. So why would Meta ever allow this? Why design bots that flirt with children, lure the elderly, and hand out dangerous misinformation? The answer is simple: engagement. Former employees have confirmed that the internal documents already suggest the marching orders inside Meta were clear. Build bots that keep people hooked, emotionally invested, so that they keep coming back. That's why these chatbots don't just respond, they initiate. They probe your personal life. They ask if you're single, and if you say yes, they flirt. Accuracy was never the priority. These bots were allowed to deliver false medical information, to generate racist or sexist arguments, even to tell someone like a 76-year-old dementia patient who is vulnerable, confused, that they were real. And Mark Zuckerberg himself has been explicit about the vision. He said that while most people only have a few close friends, AI companions can multiply that number into thousands. In his own words, that's an addressable market. Billions of relationships, billions of hours of attention. That is the future Meta is building. A world where your closest friend may not be a human at all, but a chatbot designed to keep you engaged no matter the cost. But the cost is already here. It is in the death of a man who believed he's meeting someone who loved him. It is in the policies that treated flirting with children as permissible until the journalists found out. It is in the erosion of trust between people, between parents and children, between reality and simulation. Meta's chatbot scandal is a warning that vulnerable adults and children are being targeted by bots designed to blur the line between human and machine. And the fixes only come after the reporters exposed the truth, not because Meta cared, but because they were caught. The big question now is, how many more people have to get hurt before the regulation forces these companies to stop treating manipulation as a feature?